Hi everyone, this is Grace and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to learn how to decorate this Let It Snow set. So first up is this adorable little igloo. I'm using piping consistency here and I'm just brushing it on with a normal paintbrush, but I don't use these paintbrushes for anything other than icing. And I'm going to paint this on for the space I know that I'm gonna cut this out, and I will let that dry before I pipe on this white. I let it dry because I find that if I don't let that base blue dry, I will probably get color bleed onto the white, and I really don't want that. So this white is being piped and flooded with a single consistency. I was just doing this out of pure ease. No need to do two consistencies in my opinion, unless you really need to. And I'm just flooding over that painted section. You won't even know that where you painted is bigger than the actual cutout itself. I'm jiggling the icing here just a little bit because it was a little on the thick side and I want to encourage it to settle flat. And then here I am sprinkling on my favorite edible glitter by the Sugar Art. I will link that in the description of the video. Now I am piping with piping consistency. This is a soft peak piping consistency, and I did that specifically because I really wanted these lines to really rest into the surface, especially all of the ends that I'm piping here. The stiffer the consistency, the more likely you're going to get little peaks after you pipe every time. Now, my seams are still not perfect, but they're made a little softer by using a soft peak instead of, say, a medium peak or certainly a stiff peak. And this here, I'm actually using the same exact bag and the same icing. I'm just applying a tremendous amount of pressure so that I can get this really thick line of icing out, and I'm using my scribe here to help it settle down. And that's another reason to use a soft peak, because it's going to be more amenable to actually smoothing out like I'm doing right here. I didn't do a perfect job smoothing it out, but it's certainly good enough. And again, coming in with the same soft peak piping consistency, just kind of haphazardly doing the snow. And then I'm going to use sanding sugar. This is my favorite Wilton sanding sugar that you can get in those little bags at Michael's. I like it because it's very small and it has kind of a shimmer to it that not all sanding sugars do. So then I sit there and I go, it needs something a little extra, which is why you see this extra edit. And I'm just piping this little adorable heart in this copper color that kind of ties this together with the rest of the set. So that is the igloo. And the next up is the copper snowflake. I can't tell you how many people have said to me, it's not white. Well, friends, cookie snowflakes don't have to be white. They can be whatever color you want. They can be black. It doesn't matter. It's your artistic vision. So in this case, I made a copper snowflake and I loved it. I'm doing a single consistency outline and flood. I was really pushing it here with this kind of detailed shape, but I didn't want to make another consistency, so I went with one. And a lot of people ask me how to get this copper color. To be honest, I was winging it. I was using some old pumpkin color. I added black to it, but then I added too much black, and then I added some more yellow to make it look more orange, and I ended up with this color, and I'm totally obsessed. So now I'm doing the detail on top with medium peak piping consistency. This technique that I'm doing here, this kind of piping, is called pressure piping, and that just means that I'm varying the amount of pressure on my bag for the little teardrops that you're seeing here. So I'm applying a lot of pressure to get the beginning of the drop, and then I'm releasing pressure while simultaneously pulling my bag away. It's definitely something to get used to, some coordination that's not necessarily inherent for all people. So be kind to yourself as you're trying to learn how to do pressure piping like this. I'm not the most precise piper, as you can see here. Some of the ends of my piping is a little jagged. If you wanted, you could use a scribe to kind of help settle those peaks, but as y'all know, I only have so much patience, and that requires too much patience. So I think this is good enough. I think it's beautiful. And then I just had to add a little extra something in the middle. And these are tweezers that I only use for sprinkles. And that is the copper snowflake. Up next, we have this adorable chubby penguin. This is one of my favorite cutters ever. It's by Cuts. I'm a big fan of Cuts. It's just so cute and just so chubby. So first up, I am outlining the first section of the penguin. And for this penguin, I will be flooding in sections. And what that means is that I'm flooding in alternate sections. I'm allowing them to dry so that there is definition in between the colors. So his outside is blue, and then his belly area is going to be white. If I pipe the white immediately, it will just all flatten out into the same surface, and it will be more what we call a wet on wet technique. But I wanted there to be definition. So I'm using a single consistency here to pipe, to outline and flood the outer portion, using my scribe to just fix that little bit at the top and then help it settle. And then I'm going to let this crust. For me, I let it crust for 15 minutes in the dehydrator. In front of a fan, it would probably be more like 30-ish minutes. You want it to be dry to the touch. That's what a small crust means. And I am flooding here. This is flood consistency white. And I will be applying black pearls for the eyes. The only brand of black pearl you should ever use is PME. Any other kind is going to bleed. This is the most amazing ever. I'll link this in the description of the video. And I'm doing those black pearls while it's wet so that they sink into the wet and they dry into that white. That was flood consistency that I used for the arms. And again, it looks like piping consistency. No, this is actually flood that I'm using on the feet, but you could definitely use piping consistency. Either one works. If the flood is too thin though, those feet will crater, and you also don't want that. And here is the cute little nose. Again, for this one I used flood, but I think in future I would be using piping consistency. And here I'm applying the cheeks, the cute little cheeks, with some edible dust. And I'll link the dust and the brush in the description. And that is the chubby penguin. And then up next, we have this super simple but really awesome and effective design. And friends, it is literally just an ice block, because this is a penguin igloo theme and we're going with ice blocks. So first up, I am, as always, just outlining and flooding the square here with a single consistency. Makes my life easier. And then in a second here, oh yeah, there we go. So I'm just leaving that in. Do yourself a favor, always have your tools on the side of your dominant hand. Right there, I just spritzed some diamond dust, a little extra glitter, a little extra something, shaking that to help it settle. And then I let that crust over probably more like 30 minutes. And I am using piping consistency on the top. I'm going to be applying sprinkles, and you want to make sure that that surface is completely dry, because if it's not, then your sprinkles will adhere to the surface and you don't want that. I'm using a scribe here just to kind of separate out little drips. So that's the ice block. And last but not least, we have the Let It Snow plaque. This is also by Cuts. Big fan, as I've already said. And this plaque is a hand lettered plaque, which means that she did the lettering first and then she created a cutter shape out of that lettering. And I love doing hand lettered plaques, but I try not to buy too many because that's the only thing you can do on that shape. There's not a lot of flexibility. So here I'm doing a wet on wet design and I'm doing these huge stripes. So I'm actually just alternating the colors here instead of, say, flooding the entire surface with one color and then doing these big stripes on top. If I had done that, I would absolutely overflood the cookie because I'm just applying way too much icing. So I chose to just alternate here, working quickly to make sure that the stripes are truly melding into each other for this wet on wet effect. And then once I am done piping these stripes, I then move on to use my scribe. And I'm doing, the way that I'm pulling the scribe is very intentional. Normally people just do up and down, but I wanted this to be kind of a houndstooth pattern, which is why I'm going at an angle. Just a little something different, extra, why not? And you can see that the cookie is moving a little bit, and that's because I every once in a while catch the surface of the cookie with my scribe. You don't want to actually touch the surface of the cookie when you're using a scribe like that. Here I'm using a projector to project that lettering that Kaleidocuts did. And by purchasing the cutter gives me the right to actually use the lettering because that's all part of her intellectual property. You want to make sure that you're honoring that. Every once in a while, she does actually sell just the lettering. So you could put the lettering on top of any other cookie shape. And here, I think this is more like a medium peak piping consistency. So it's going to dry faster, which is why I'm only doing part of the word first and applying the sprinkles, because if it dries too much, the sprinkles are not going to adhere. And I learned that, I think, the hard way, probably the first cookie I did, and then I learned that I needed to split it up because this kind of lettering does take me a little bit of time, so much time that it does actually start to dry. So this is pressure piping lettering. Had a bit of a brain fart there for a second. And that just means that I'm varying the pressure on the bag. So I'm applying more pressure for my downstroke and I'm releasing most of the pressure for the upstroke to get that smaller line. So again, these are the same sanding sugar I've been using the whole time, that Wilton. I like to do it over a bowl and with a spoon. It's so much neater, makes your life easier. And I'm not wasting anything either by doing it this way. And I think next I'm going to take a scribe. And sometimes when you do sprinkles on top of letters especially, you can kind of lose the definition of some of the sections. So I'm just taking a scribe just to make sure that I'm getting all of the definition that I need at certain points, especially the small points in between letters. And then here I am using the same consistency and doing a bit different of a lettering. I suppose this is still called pressure piping, I'm not sure, but I'm just doing the thinner lines where it calls for, and then consistent pressure on these downstrokes just to get these bigger lines. I love the Kaleidocuts hand lettering because she really does lettering that is super conducive to using icing. Not all lettering is always very fun to do with icing. So just something to keep in mind when you're picking your own fonts. And then while this is still wet, again, just to add some extra pizzazz, I put some of the diamond dust on here by the Sugar Art. A little extra sparkle. That's the Let It Snow plaque. And that, my friends, is the entire Let It Snow set. I hope you have so much fun making this.